Excuse you. I thought, let's have a break from Breadzillas. But let's not have a break from Entitled People, because they're still really fun to read. So, welcome to Entitled People. Probably gonna lose my mind at least 6 times during this video. This is Karen Encounters at the Dog Park. So this happened to me this morning, and I'm still reeling from it. Still reeling. I was at my local dog park with my 18-month-old border collie. Breed is important. Gotcha. We go each morning for around 60 to 90 minutes. He is from a working home, but due to non-compliance with the farmer, was destined to be removed. And come into my hands. The Skyrim story. If I wasn't there to take him. Today, we had been at the park for almost an hour, around 50 or so minutes, when a woman, who we'll call Karen, approached the fence and asked how long we had been in the fenced-off part. Now, to preface, it was only my dog and I in there at the time. I responded with, almost an hour, with a smile. What? That's way too long, she says back, alarmed. Why is that too long? Haha, tell him that. He's still ready to go, I say as I throw the ball again for him. The woman has a small English staffy on a lead. How long will you be? To which I responded, we're usually done in around an hour and a half to 2 hours. And that's when it happens. When it happens. This woman goes into full Karen mode. 2 hours? Are you trying to kill your dog? That's torture. What's your name? I'm going to report you to the RSPCA for animal. What? You can't force your dog to exercise. He should only be exercised in 15-minute blocks, then you can vacate the fenced-off area for other people's pets. Do you know how a dog park works? Multiple people can be there at once. I know, what a crazy concept. The woman goes on a full tirade, and after the first 30 seconds, I tune out and continue to play with my dog for another few minutes until another person enters the fenced area. That is so funny. She's just screaming in the background, and she's just tossing the ball like... What a lovely day. That's when she turns her attention to this rather large man and his golden Labrador. Excuse me, sir. I'm next in line. What do you mean next in line? That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. He simply turns back to her. Listen, B. We could hear you across the oval. Shut up and come in or F off. Snaps to you, sir. My boy in the lab played for a bit before we decided to pack up and head home. I'm guessing she has no idea how different breeds of dogs work, or how parks work in general. I forgot about the breed thing. This is no free advice here. It's my business. Whilst I work in the world of employee now, for a period I was a self-employed consultant. As a consultant, I had business indemnity? Don't know what that word means. So each job that I received payment for was covered if there was a problem. I wasn't going to give advice for free. If they make a mistake implementing free advice and then come back to me looking for money to correct it, I was not going to cover that. Free advice people suck your time away. Good friends and clients would always pay me, and I was happy to offer a discount to those that were a repeat business or, as was my specialty, friends starting up their business who had no idea what they were doing. The only exception to this was where I once had a 15-minute call with a friend who was having a breakdown over a GDPR and about to throw in the towel on their business. I calmed them down, reminded them that they were completely compliant, and gave them a hug over the phone. They sent me an enormous bunch of flowers to thank me and then contracted me for a number of paid gigs. So even the one time that they did something for free, they paid her back anyway. I mentioned to a friend that our website was not GDPR compliant. She didn't understand what I meant, so she got her husband to call me and he decided to try to pick my brains over it. Isn't she the one with the business? Shouldn't she be the one to talk to you? I asked him straight if he was looking for an action plan to correct it. He said yes. I told him that my fees were on my website and he could go on there, see my availability, and book a consultation. He said he just needed the action plan so his web designer can implement it. No problem, I said. That option is on the website to purchase and book. Can't you just tell me over the phone what I need to do? No, I can't. An action plan is an hour consultation and a 30-minute type-up, which will cost you so-and-so amount. Oh, I don't need all that. Just tell me what to do now and my web designer can update it as part of my contract. This is not how it works. You have to actually purchase the service to get the service, sir. So, because he was being purposely dense, dealt with my father long enough to know weaponized incompetence, I spelt it out loud and clear. No, to go through all the things that need to be corrected in order to make your website GDPR compliant would take an hour. I suggest that you go back to your web designer and get them to sort them out as part of your contract. He tried to press again about just telling him over the phone, and I knew he was not going to accept my no, so just finished it with, look, I don't do free advice because my insurance won't cover my indemnity for it. I really don't have time now to do a paid consultation meet with one of my paying clients shortly, and I need to prepare. That sentence was weirdly stated. Catch you later, and put the phone down. His wife contacted me later to apologize. Okay, that's nice. So it's the husband that was in the wrong and was being purposefully dense. She just wanted me to tell him it was not compliant as he wouldn't believe her, and she thought he'd believe me as that was what I did for a living. She and I are still friends. I don't talk to him under any circumstances. That's a little concerning for her, that she knows that he wouldn't believe her. That's a red flag. Might want to look into that. I saw a comedian interviewed, and he said one of the most annoying things was going to a party and the inevitable, "Oh, you're a comedian? Tell me a joke." He changed his responses to, "If I were a boxer, would you ask me to punch you?" Here, I'll just punch you instead. Ha ha ha. That's the joke. Entitled neighbor wants my sister to go to her house to tell her to clean up her dog's waste after she walks it. So the title says it all. Also, not in the US, so not that simple. Entitled neighbor was walking her dog yesterday when said dog decides to relieve itself at my sister's front door. When reading at the front door, that makes me think of that stupid prank where people put poop in a bag and put it there. The dog was playing a practical prank. My sister kind of freaks out and stares at the neighbor, but neighbor was apparently so distracted with her phone that she didn't notice. So my sister goes into Karen mode, pulls her CCTV recordings and finds the evidence, takes a video and sends it to the HOA administrator. It's worth mentioning that this neighbor is a serial offender of this, and I told this to my sister. So instead of just getting a warning, she was fined this morning. Sweet justice! She got really mad at the administrator, but she knew who and where it was the fault, so she was aware of her wrongdoing. The administrator kindly let her know that due to several incidents of the same nature, they are monitoring my sister's house because many dog owners just let the dogs poop all over my sister's yard. So multiple owners do this? What is this? Are they a club? Entitled neighbor didn't take it well and threatened to go talk to my sister. Well, lo and behold, she interrupted us from the going to the park to apologize to my sister. Far from apologizing, she was demanding why did my sister not go to her house to inform her that her dog had soiled her house. This is bullcrap. This dog has always walked with a leash, so there is always someone responsible for it and its waste, and most times it is her. It is your job to look after it. I can remember when walking my Nintendo dogs, then getting a notification that people got mad when I didn't pick up the poop, and I would feel so bad. And this was virtual. My sister just told her that she doesn't know her where she lives, and that she has no obligation to go house by house of the offending dogs to ask them to clean up after their dogs. I feel like that's pretty basic knowledge when you get a dog. Pick up after it once it poops. It's kind of crazy that they expect that it has to be said, when it's totally like an unspoken, like, this is a basic understanding rule. She has cancer, so she can't be out and about cleaning feces or investigating and coercing grown adults to look after their dang dogs. So entitled neighbor left all pissy and fined for being the negligent reincident a-hole she is. Want to have a dog? Look after it. Don't want to get fined constantly by the HOA? Don't pretend to be distracted on your phone to not pick up after your dog's waste. That's what I'm saying. This is like common knowledge. Also, don't trespass private property. Next time I'll be the one recommending her to lawyer up. I sit in my garage quite often because I smoke and don't do it in the house. Was sitting there 2 days ago when dude walking his 2 dogs pauses in front of my house to let the big one take a dump on my lawn. He obviously didn't see me because my van was in the driveway blocking his view, but I could see him. So I waddle my fat pajama-wearing old lady butt out there and say, "Would you like me to get you a plastic bag for that?" Never saw someone's face go as pale and then so red quite that quickly before. Just... Brought him a garbage bag because we don't use plastic grocery bags. He then cleaned up and slunk away. I bet that felt good. Friend comes over and proceeds to over-welcome her stay. Oh,